you have permission to dream big and to go after it, and then you can have it. If somebody's doing it, that means you can do it. If somebody's already done it, what you want to do, that means it's possible. I am the person, if you've listened to the podcast before, you've heard this, you say this before. I'm not a worker. I have never been a hard worker, and I always thought that was bad. When I heard Steve first talk about more business, more life, I was just like, oh my gosh, yes, like that is what it is. Because for me, life isn't about working; it's about living and finding something that you enjoy and are passionate about, and making we like to call life work integration, so that they're working together in symbiotic relationship. It's not the one or the other, because when you used to do the scaling of, it's either work or life, and when you're on the other side of one goes down, one goes up, and we don't think that's the right way to think about life. When we integrate things, they're in balance with each other. You have the business that you're looking for, so that it gives you the freedom to have the life that you want in today's world. And so for me, I was just drawn to it because that's how I already thought. And it was just nice to see and hear somebody else from the rooftops, from the cliff, screaming it down to people. Hey, you guys can do things differently. You don't have to just grind and grind and grind. You can have life, and you can have business, and you can have your cake and eat it too, right? That old saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I firmly believe in today's world, you can definitely have both, and share that cake with others. So I truly believe in more business, more life, and our philosophy in general of work-life integration.
I love that. Yes. And I would just add on to that, because I came from a background where my father was absolutely a workaholic and expected me to be as well. And I have been for years. I remember from the youngest age, him taking me to his office at Xerox, and knowing that, if I had 24 hours in a day like everybody else, I had to use mine effectively. So I think what has been so transformative to me is, there are times in your life when you realize that you are working all the time. I mean, you can't even enjoy life because you're trying to make an impact in the world. And I think, really kind of coming back to that center to really understand that life is about the journey. It's not just about, producing and productivity, but you are leaving this life at some point, and you want to leave a legacy. And so I think for me, it's all about, really learning how to center your life so that you're getting what you want out of your life, both in business and in fun, because life is too short. You want to be able to really enjoy it.
So well said, Melissa. I agree with you. This is Stephanie Vedder here. And just listening to you talk, actually, I had this picture of my father, and I'm thinking about my own story and my why and what's connected me to more business, more life. And I mean, how much more simple can you put it when somebody says it's more business and more life? It's like, yes, please. I want that. I want more business, but I also want to have my life. So that drew me in instantly. But I'm even thinking about my family and how did that show up for me and the choices that I've made. My dad used to work in a muffler shop, right? So he still has scars all up and down his arms now, but he decided at one point, he always tells me, I was very young, and he was looking at the bank statements and looking at me and like, oh my gosh, how am I going to provide this life that I want for my family? So he made a choice to become an entrepreneur and had a lot of success, worked really hard, and, built this incredible life for our family. We had a lot of blessings. And so when I had my family, it was like, I want that too. And I had met Steve shortly after I had my family, and I was having mediocre success, but I knew that I had really big dreams buried deep inside that I really wanted to chase, and really more business, more life gave me the permission for one, and then the tools to do that. So to be able to actually have my family, have my experiences, like you said, put the fun first, and just simple adjustments in business, simple adjustments in life that you can make if you really focus on it and you really put your intention there to have the life that you want. I mean, it's empowering, it's beautiful. You know, we're connecting with more people who want the same things like us, and we're helping, you know, these socially conscious leaders, people who want to make a positive impact on the world, have more of that for themselves so that they can do more good, but have more life too. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
I think that's the piece that's so hard is we've been trained to believe that it's either or. Either you're going to work and be successful, or you can have something else and be poor and, you know, not have money. So, you know, you've heard of like the starving artist, the starving musician, or someone wants to travel, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that too. Like going from hostel to hostel. I mean, there's something amazing. Like when I remember my friends telling me, hey, go do this with me, or come to this party or this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm working right now and I'll party in style later. But, you know, I missed a lot. You know, part of me in my 20s, I wished I grabbed a backpack and went through Europe. You know, I didn't get to go to Europe until way later in my adult life, and I had kids, and which was beautiful. It was a totally different experience. But I watched some of the younger people around me. I'm like, man, that would have been cool to try this out without kids with the backpack. Those things are gone. You know, life keeps going. And so I often say, you know, life's not about waiting till you figure it out and then you get to rewind. You know, maybe in another lifetime or some other experience. But the reality is, this is our life. And so the more serious we take it, you know, I even go all the way to death. You know, a lot of us don't want to say that word, death, or that end of life. And I find the people that are most timid or not wanting to talk about that are the ones that are most scared that they're not living. They're not truly living. So coming back to this, we want to, what you heard from everyone here and what we're doing is, and you can have more business and more life at the same time. It's not an or, it's an and. Thanks for listening to the More Business, More Life podcast. I hope you got value. And if you did, we have so many more things for you at stevenapolitan.com. You'll be able to connect with us on social media. We are active. You can ask us questions. I look forward to having you on the next show. Until then, remember, choose gratitude and create freedom.